Hey guys, if you stick with me to the end, you will see that I did this weld with that welder. Hey guys, I'm sure most of your emails have been bombarded with Harbor Freight sale, as mine is every week. There's always some sale. Either way, why is this one important? Because you can pick up this welder, the 125, for $89. It is one of the cheapest deals that you will find. The only other cheaper deal is for $87, and that's, I think, around their Christmas one. I don't know. Either way, $2 difference. You want to know if you should pick it up? Well, I would say yes. For those that are just learning to weld, or those that just have small odd and end jobs around the house. If you're a seasoned welder, first of all, you're probably not watching this video, and second of all, you already have a nice welder in your garage. So this is for the people that just want to get started, who just want to do a new go-kart frame or something like that. Yes, this will get you through it. Some of the things I want to warn you about: it's not a MIG welder, no gas. And no, it cannot do aluminum. Yeah, I'm sure there's some backwoods engineering you can do to hook up a spool gun. Either way, that's not for you. This guy, just steel, maybe stainless steel, I don't know. And then the other thing, yes, it can do sheet metal. So it takes a little finesse. You kind of got to work with it. But all those guys that want to do just a little spool pipe or some exhaust pipe, yes, it can do that. So let's cut the chit chat and let's get into unboxing and testing this guy out. So right off the bat is instruction manuals, and well, if you like reading, take a look. If not, that's probably why you're watching the video. You can throw those away. I'm going to go through every step you're going to need to know. They do have a quick, easy setup guide and some common welding tips and tricks. Tell you whether you're too high, too low. Well, in short, there's only a couple settings you can choose from, so that's not really going to help you that much. Oh, hey, there's one difference right there. The last one had a thank you note in here. This one does not. What jerks, man. But it does give you 0.03 wire. Pretty common welding wire. And of course it is flux-cored, because this is, yes, a flux-cored machine. Looks like a little extra tip and some hardware for mounting the handle. This is the face shield. This is one thing that I would say to, while you're at the store, pick up their auto darkening helmet. It will save you quite a bit. Well worth the $35 you can usually find it on sale for. Here's, I believe, the handle for that little shield, face mask, whatever you want to call it. A hammer. Yes, this is, I guess, considered a hammer because it's got a little tiny metal tip on it. And then your wire brush. Last but not least, your handle for the actual machine itself. Alright guys, so out of the box there's really not that much difference. If I recall right, now I'm just thinking off of memory here, I don't think they actually put the SKU number right there in the front. I can go back and verify, but hey, I mean, overall this is exactly the same model and welder between the two SKU numbers. You got a min-max and on-off and your variable wire feed. So the good old ground clamp, cheap little sucker, yeah, that thing's the exact same between both of them. I think it's even the same, and if I'm remembering right, on their 170 as well. So nice thing about this sucker that probably is enticing most of you guys is, well, it's lovely 110 volt, so could go into the house power. Just side note, don't do it in your house. That might probably come up in your little instruction warning manual that I did not say. Okay, well, the MIG gun. This guy, I'll probably get some comments on. If you were just whoa, man. Yeah, well, got a nice little lock right there. If you were just starting out in flux core welding, here's a couple little tips and tricks. This is your tip. This is your nozzle. The nozzle helps the gas flow and directs it into your weld if you are MIG welding. Now, if you are not MIG welding, there's no gas flow. You don't have gas hookup. Probably yet another reason why you guys are picking this up, because you don't have to go out and buy a $200 gas bottle and fill it up and yada yada yada. Anyway, this guy is not that necessary. Some people may say that it still is, that it flows the gas off the flux. Yeah, whether that's true or not, if you are just starting out, trust me, it's easier to do it without this nozzle. It's easier to see the weld and actually see what you're hitting and how far away it is. So take my advice, throw this guy away right now. You're not going to need it. When I would suggest that when you're flux core welding is if you do have a MIG welder, and that's because the MIG welder guns, they actually have little holes right here in the gun that for your gas to go out and through. And I am a firm believer that that nozzle does help protect those holes when you're flux core welding, so that it doesn't get gunged up. And you'll see here shortly when I do a little test weld that flux throws out a lot of splatter. That's all those little tiny balls and beads on your weld. So keep that in mind. Okay, some of you may or may not be here solely just for the setup. So I'm going to show you how really easy it is to set up this flux core welder. Oh, man, did you get through the dang childproof paper? Okay, so you got a couple little springs, some little spool things here for you. So we're gonna stick the spool on there, but the first step is I'm gonna undo the tensioner just so then it's ready, and then you'll notice right here on the wire that they actually they have that little tip bent over. You'll want to snip that off, and that's just so then it goes easier through the sheathing of your MIG gun. So, important part, as soon as you take this guy off, this wire has it's pretty much wire, so it has a spring to it. So if I were to let go, the whole spool would just unravel like crazy and you'll lose, you know, majority of your spool. I have done that once before, and so just a word of advice. So with one hand holding that on, you are going to send this through, and we'll see if you guys can see that. You may or may not. There's a tiny little hole right here, and like I said, I'm already using both hands, so I'm not going to show you quite yet. Okay, still holding onto the wire. I'm going to close up the tensioner, and now you can, well, you can kind of let go. That's still going to unravel a little bit until you put the other half of that spool thing, and then your little nut, and now you kind of tighten it, because you tighten it a little bit so that it doesn't unspool, but you don't want to crank down on it so much that you can't even move that, because if that's the case, then the motor and tensioner the wheels won't be able to grab that. Okay, next step, you're going to turn this sucker on, and just so then it goes a lot quicker, turn your wire speed up all the way. You're going to hold the gun, make sure it is feeding properly and you don't have any kinks or knots. You can kind of feel it coming out. You'll know when it's there. Boom, comes out of the tip, and you're good. You can shut the machine off, trim it up. You are ready to go. Let's get to it. Okay guys, while you're at Harbor Freight picking up this welder, if you are just starting out and you don't already have an auto darkening helmet, this is the step up from their cheapest model. It's like 50 bucks, but on sale you can usually find it for 49. They do have their cheapest auto darkening helmet, I believe, is about 35 on sale, maybe around 40. Trust me, when you're just starting out, you'll want that. Take my word advice. You don't want to be trying to hold up a mask and welding, learning, trying to look at the welds. Just trust me on that one. Pick up gloves. The machine does not come with gloves. You'll see some of the famous welding YouTubers that sit there and weld stuff without any gloves. Just save your fingers from all the splatter of the flux-cored and pick up some gloves. This isn't a must, but it actually is nice. People might wonder what this is. This is actually some welding pliers, and what it actually helps out is these can clean the nozzle, which we're not using, so pointless. But these two little rounds right there, that is actually to take off your tip. Makes it nice, and then you've got some cutters that you've seen me use shortly ago. Yes, pick up their $10 grinder. My goodness, you cannot find a cheaper grinder than that, and it does work. I picked up their little wire wheel thing. Also, pick up a set of their cutoff wheels. You're going to be wanting to cut metal, aren't you? Isn't that the whole point of this? So pick up a grinding disc, some wire wheels, and then you'll be set. You're not sitting there trying to do stuff with a hacksaw. And in short, nozzle gel. Harbor Freight does not have this. This is something that you can pick up at any local welding supply shop. It is well worth the stop. Trust me on that. You won't be changing out your tips every couple inches of weld. That, or you can use some what's it called? Your wife's got it in the kitchen. Pam, some cooking spray, cooking oil, whatever. Or, I mean, this is like only $5 or $6. So that could be a complete setup. There might be some extra little things, maybe some clamps or something that you'll want to use, but really this is everything you will want to get going. So you're actually looking at closer to maybe 180 out the door, but I'm just telling you right now, you'll want all of this stuff. So let's get going. Okay guys, just to show what I've got here, I've got some 1/8" square tubing, and according to the table, the settings should be max and 8. That's what we're going to do it with. I've just got a little miter cut weld here that I'm going to be doing, so let's test it out. So earlier I mentioned that the flux-cored leaves a lot of splatter and stuff, gunk on it. So that's what that white stuff is, the little balls. That's the splatter, and that's why you'll have already picked up the angle grinder with the wire wheel. Look how easy it is to clean that stuff up. Hey, I'd say that's probably not a bad weld for that cheap of a welder. So, hopefully that helps you out with some tips or tricks. And is that even in focus? My goodness, man, how many videos have I done before? Okay, hey, so guys, well, that's take 3 now. I'd have to say it's not that bad of a welder for 89 bucks. But keep in mind, you'll want to pick up some of those little handy-dandy tools. So you're looking at probably 150 to 180, depending on what other coupons you have and what other stuff's on sale. Thanks for watching. See you next time.